Guns roaring in the Pir Panjal range of Jammu and Kashmir. Two separate encounters unfolded within a span of less than 24 hours on September 12 and 13, north and south of Pir Panjal, underscoring the persistent security challenge posed by terrorist activities. The first encounter taking place in the Narla area of Rajouri district in Jammu. During the operation, one terrorist was eliminated on the same night, while the second one was neutralized the following morning. After a prolonged exchange of gunfire throughout the night, one soldier lost his life in action and three others sustained injuries. An SPO or Special Police Officer of Jammu and Kashmir Police was also among those injured. An army dog lost its life in the line of duty. The second encounter took place in the Garol area at Kokarnag in South Kashmir. This operation stretched on for a week, testing the nerves of all involved. Four security personnel, including three officers, two from the army and one from the Jammu and Kashmir Police, lost their lives in the line of duty during this protracted battle. While most gun battles between militants and security forces in Kashmir conclude within 24 hours, this shootout was different, becoming a daunting, week-long standoff. These events serving as a grim reminder of the increasing militant activities in the Pir Panjal region, a sprawling area spanning Poonch and Rajouri districts in Jammu.
कि पुंछ रजौरी ऐसा एरिया है जहां पे हमने फॉरेन टेररिस्ट को लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल पर ही खत्म करने की कोशिश की। पाकिस्तान अपनी तरफ से काफी कोशिश कर रहा है फॉरेन टेररिस्ट को यहां भेजने के लिए, ताकि हमारे जो भीतरी हालात हैं, अंदरूनी हालात हैं, उसमें किसी प्रकार की वो रुकावट पैदा कर सके।
The thick foliage provided by dense jungles and natural caves in the mountains offers perfect hideouts to the terrorists. One of the reasons the Kokarnag encounter lasted for a week was that the terrorists were hiding in cave hideouts. Weaponized drones were deployed to neutralize the terrorists hiding in the caves. The 320-kilometer long Pir Panjal mountain range acts as a natural division between the Kashmir Valley and the Jammu region. But it's what lies within the forest on both sides of the Pir Panjal mountains that's become the epicenter of these disturbing events. These forests connect Kulgam and Kokarnag to Kishtwar in Jammu, providing an easy access route to Shopian's dense forests and beyond to Poonch. Over the last couple of years, the Pir Panjal region has witnessed a surge in militancy-related incidents, with a reported 25 soldiers losing their lives in this challenging terrain. The reason? The relentless anti-terrorism operations in Kashmir have pushed terrorists into the mountains, where they hide and wait for the right moment to move to the valley.
The absence of violence is not normalcy. This part and this kind of an activity will take place because there are people who are sleeper cells or working in conjunction with the handlers over there. You have people at the launch pad ready to be pushed into it. Even if through the launch pad they can't come, they'll come to Nepal, they'll come to Punjab, they will enter into Jammu, and that is why you find south of Pir Panjal that is there. But do not expect everything will get hunky-dory in a short span of time.
Geographically, the Pir Panjal region is strategically positioned, with borders connecting POK to the Pir Panjal and subsequently to Kashmir. Terrorists can easily infiltrate villages near the LOC, blending in with the local population due to similar demographics on both sides of the border.
In Poonch Rajouri area, there has been a little tapering off the forces. Forces are adequate to cover that area. But then for decades, when you do not have encounters or have very less operations, and then also that some forces were moved towards Ladakh after the standoff that is continuing with China for over the last 3 years, then the terrorists and their handlers from across have struck upon this idea that this area can be activated again.
In April, 5 soldiers of the Rashtra Rifles were killed by militants at Bhataduria in Poonch. And in May, 5 army personnel were killed in a blast triggered by terrorists in a dense forest area in Rajouri district. In January, militants also targeted civilians in the Pir Panjal region, resulting in civilian casualties. Cultural and ethnic similarities between the locals and militants allow foreign insurgents to operate without raising suspicion, experts say. Residents of the region share ethnic, linguistic and cultural similarities with those in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir.
I believe that the groups that operate in the south of Pir Panjal, particularly in the Rajouri and Poonch area, are entirely different in their approach, in their strategy and in their handling from the groups those operate in the Kashmir Valley. I think some of them, they come, they execute an operation and they go back in the thick of the night. So what they're looking for is that a high profile incident, say once every month, so that the whole of the country keeps on talking about that for a month-long period. By the time you are able to come up with a new strategy, there is another track in an entirely different area. So you come up with a new strategy so that, psychologically, operationally, militarily, politically, in every which way, they want to keep you engaged for a very long time. So that
To combat terrorism in these areas, village defense committees are being activated. Village Defence Committee members have played a decisive role in neutralizing terrorists during encounters. Their vigilance has protected villages from potential terrorist threats. In the midst of the challenging terrain, Pir Panjal mountain ranges are becoming the hotbed for terrorism and a new battleground. As terrorists move to those rugged, dense jungles, security forces also need to evolve counter strategies to deal with the terrorist tactics. In Srinagar with Amir Chasti, Zafar Iqbal from MOJO Story.